Φίλες και φίλοι του Ex Libris, καλώς ήρθατε σε ένα ακόμα επεισόδιό μας. Ξέρω ότι πηδήξαμε μία εβδομάδα, δεν ήμασταν συνεπείς στο ραντεβού μας, όμως είχα κάποιες υποχρεώσεις οι οποίες δεν μου επέτρεψαν την προηγούμενη εβδομάδα να σας κάνω εκπομπούλα. Είμαστε όμως πάλι εδώ και αναγκαστικά θα είναι μια σύντομη εκπομπή, αλλά είναι για καλό γιατί είχε και έντονο βιβλίο φιλικό χαρακτήρα η τελευταία μου επίσκεψη στην Αθήνα και μαζεύτηκαν πάρα πολλές εμπειρίες και πάρα πολλά βιβλία, τα οποία θα τα συζητήσουμε όμως σε επόμενα επεισόδια και όχι τώρα. Τι σας έχω όμως σήμερα? Σήμερα σας έχω μία συνέντευξη με μία καλή φίλη που έρχεται από τον Καναδά και ένα blog για το οποίο έχουμε μιλήσει και στο παρελθόν, το Sophie's Corner. Η blogger αυτή λοιπόν γράφει για αυτά που διαβάζει και για αυτά που γράφει και είναι μία από τις πιο φιλικές και συμπαθητικές παρουσίες στην blogosfera, όπως λέμε στο οικοσύστημα των bloggers, και με χαρά τη φιλοξενώ σήμερα και την ευχαριστώ πολύ που δέχτηκε να μιλήσει στο Ex Libris και συζητήσαμε για τι άλλο, για τα βιβλία και για το blogging, τα ιστολόγια των βιβλίων, και νομίζω ότι ανταλλάξαμε πολύ ενδιαφέρουσες απόψεις. Η συνέντευξη φυσικά είναι στα αγγλικά, επομένως θα με συγχωρήσετε όσοι δεν συμπαθείτε τις εκπομπές σε άλλη γλώσσα, όμως πιστεύω ότι πρέπει λίγο όσο μπορούμε να ανοίγουμε και τους οριζοντές μας. Εν πάση περιπτώσει, όπως και να έχει, θα επιστρέψουμε και με κανονικές εκπομπές στα ελληνικά, επομένως μην ανησυχείτε γι' αυτό. Λοιπόν, πάμε να ακούσουμε τι μας είπε η Sophie. Hello Sophie, welcome to Ex Libris.
Hello.
As I've said earlier to our listeners, you're one of my favorite bloggers, book bloggers that is, and I'm really honored you have agreed to appear in Ex Libris and discuss our common interests.
Oh, thank you very much. I feel honored that you like my blog and that I'm on your podcast. I'm actually extremely nervous to be speaking, I guess, online today.
No worries.
Okay, alrighty.
It's totally, amateur stuff for for the community, for the bookish community, and it's a friendly community. I've seen both in WordPress and Instagram and Goodreads, lots of friendly people.
Okay, alrighty.
Yeah. So, would you care to say a few words about your blog to our listeners?
All right, so my blog is titled Sophie's Corner, and essentially it is a website where I talk about the books that I read, as well as my current writing projects. And once in a while, I have a few random posts here and there about topics that I'm interested in, such as my travels, or some of the thoughts that cross my mind from time to time. So it's a collection of things that I like to share with the bookish community and hopefully discover other bloggers or other people who share these interests as well.
Okay, that's so good. And I know from first-hand experience that your blog has a very nice, or should I say balanced mix of writing and reviewing and general blogging, and it's quite refreshing because there are so many blogs that are just specialized in only one of these activities, but your blog has a very nice, it makes you more real, let's say.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like the balance of topics that I talk about. I think for myself, it's actually very hard to say just talk about books because in my life, as well as I think many other people's. There's so much other things going on. So I kind of also like to write about a diverse number of topics, just so that it keeps me interested in writing as well.
Yeah, and that's your other main activity, let's say, writing. But before we get to writing, I'd like you to say a few words to our listeners about the books you read. What are your favorite genres of books, and what do you like or dislike in what you read?
Okay. I think I like to, for the past year or so, I've read quite a lot of contemporary fiction, whether it's young adult or adult. However, in recent weeks and months, I've been branching out into different genres. So I also enjoy books about mystery, about fantasy and science fiction. So I think I like a diverse number of different genres. And in terms of what I find most appealing about books is strong characters who are relatable and also realistic. I love books that in which the characters have their own stories, they have made mistakes, they're not perfect. And one of the things that really annoys me about books is when characters are all so beautiful and perfect that they don't seem real.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, what really makes or breaks it when it comes to reading a book is the characters and whether they seem to be a real human being.
Right. Yeah, and I know what you mean, because we are, especially in your in young adult, there are too many characters that are, so perfect, and I go like, well, I was never such a perfect child myself. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that does happen a lot in young adult fiction. However, there are some books in that genre which are written very well. However, I think for that reason, I have been reading more books in the adult or like the general fiction genre as opposed to young adult these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. And it is the good thing is that there are so many books published nowadays, a great selection in almost every or for every taste, I'd say. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, what about your writing? I mean, apart from blogging, of course, you're also an author. Not a published one yet,
Yes.
but you have recently finished your first novel, your first draft, if you like. So, would you care to share with us a few details about it?
Oh gosh. I get very nervous talking about the novel that I finished, even to my closest friends. So I guess I will try to summarize it in a few sentences. So it sort of is a contemporary novel, sort of in the romance genre. And it talks about the story of Olivia, who is an aspiring painter. And it also tells the story of Matt, who is a single father who is sort of struggling to cope with a recent tragedy that has happened to him. So I guess it's kind of about how they get to know each other and how they kind of how to make each other a better person. Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay, all right.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and it is I know the struggle because I've only written a few, short
Mm-hmm.
stories, but I know how frustrating it can be at times when you seem not able to find the right words for a dialogue or the right way to carry on a plot and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at times it does come easily. At times it feels like the characters are in my head and they're kind of doing their own thing. But sometimes it gets hard as well. Like when I am stuck at a certain um, place in a plot and I don't really know how to move forward. So it's a mix of both.
Yeah. It is, and I just hope you. Yeah, and you have also mentioned in a very nice post in your blog that there's going to be a lot of reviewing and editing your draft, and we have commented on the importance of proper editing of a novel before being available to the general public. Uh,
Yeah.
mm, what are your thoughts on, there are many books out there, especially self-published books that seem to
Mhm.
lack this, this detailed editing and reviewing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do feel that editing is very important. Um, and I think it may be harder for self-published novels. I did look a bit into self-publishing, and how it would work is that self-published authors should find an editor and hire an editor to look at their novel before having it tidied up for publication. And there are different types of editors. There's the editor who looks at your content, the content of your novel, and make sure that all of the plot points match up, that there's no plot holes, that the characters are well rounded and well developed. So they will comment on the content of your book only. And there's
Okay.
also, um, I guess, proofreaders and copy editors who look at each word, the spelling, and the grammar of things. So editing is definitely very complex, and self-published authors would have to spend their own money to hire these people up front, and it could be quite costly. So I think I've read that some editors charge per word. It would be like 40 cents per word or something like that. So to edit a novel, it could cost thousands of dollars. So I
Okay.
can sort of understand why some self-published books and authors may choose to skip that step, and their novel wouldn't be as great at the end because of that. However, I do believe that it probably is a very good idea to. It definitely is a good idea for a novel to be looked at by a professional editor before it comes to the publication stage.
Okay, I totally agree with you on that subject, and even if you can't really afford the proper professional editing, I mean, just try to find some friends who are a little bit specialized in editing. I mean, just try to to make some effort, at least some effort,
Mhm.
before publishing. Yeah, or at least in Greece, I know. There are a couple of blogs, there are bound to be more, that actually help you with
Mhm.
editing and reviewing if you ask them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's even if an author can't find or don't want to spend the cost up front, it would be good to at least find a few beta readers who have experience in reading books and making comments about it. So I think that would be preferred.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So let's go back to blogging, and I'd love you to share with us your your thoughts on blogging. There's some controversy the past few few months, maybe a year or so, that I've seen a number of articles predicting the end of blogging and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that?
Huh. Let's see. So I feel like it's actually the first that I've kind of heard about this. I'm just wondering, what is their in the articles that you've read, what is their rationale that they would think that blogging is coming to the end?
Yeah, I don't think there is rationale. I think it's just statistics and analytics they get, and they seem to that the popularity of many blogs seems to be falling. But maybe then that's why I'm asking for your thoughts on that. Maybe just a local thing, or it just one side of the coin, and I'm not convinced myself. I mean, maybe some big
Mhm.
popular blogs may be declining, but I've found out so many interesting blogs like your blog, and they seem to be flourishing.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, in my experience in the blogging community, I do think that there are many blogs that I know that do have a lot of attention because they post fantastic content. And I'm not sure about the big blogging community in general and whether it's declining or flourishing, but I do find that I do enjoy the blogging experience in general because I was able to meet a lot of fantastic people who take interest in this same things that I am interested in, such as books and writing. So I think it's overall a great experience to be involved in that. And I really do hope that blogging will continue to be, I guess, a popular thing going forward.
Yeah, me too. I love blogging, and personally, I tend to trust blogs like yours, let's say amateur blogs and friendly blogs, rather than the big publishing industry blogs and
Mhm.
professional bloggers. And yeah, maybe it's we're in transition phase, because many people are really looking for really original content and not just marketing content.
Yeah, and I do find that um, I think much of the blogging community, if not all of the bloggers that I know, um, we have our own opinions, and no one is paid to review a book or to make a specific type of blog post. And that's what I kind of find valuable about the blog posts that I read, and that make come across as unique compared to um, I guess, professional bloggers or blogs that are part of the publisher's websites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, would you care to, to say a few words to our listeners? I mean, whatever you'd like to share with them besides what we have already discussed.
Oh, okay. I guess thank you for listening. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode today. And be sure to check out some of Michael's other videos as well.
Oh, thank you. So, Sophie, thank you very much for this interview. It was really interesting. Dear listeners, I hope you liked Sophie, and her blog is one of the nicest blogs out there. The links are going to be in the description as usual, so go check it out, leave a comment, and I'll be around and discuss with you maybe. So, Sophie, thank you very much again for your interview.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Ελπίζω να τα βρήκατε ενδιαφέροντα όλα αυτά, όλη αυτή τη συζήτηση, και φυσικά μην παραλείψετε να επισκεφτείτε το ιστολόγιο της Σόφη, και φυσικά να εγγραφείτε στο κανάλι μας και να μας ακολουθήσετε και στα υπόλοιπα κοινωνικά δίκτυα, όπου κυρίως μιλάμε για το βιβλίο. Περιγραφές και σύνδεσμοι ως συνήθως, θα ακολουθούν αυτό το podcast και το βίντεο, επομένως θα μπορέσετε εύκολα να μας βρείτε. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την ακρόαση ή τη θέαση, ανάλογα που είστε, και θα τα πούμε στο επόμενο επεισόδιο. Γεια σας!